Are you ready to party? It's party time. We're talking about Return of the Living Dead today on Gene and Roger Talk Movies. And, of course, let's see if Gene is ready to party. Gene, where are you at with Return of the Living Dead?
How long have we been doing this? We've been for like
recognized
3
cult
years.
classic.
I don't care about that. Roger, sometimes you suggest these movies. You see, I try to think of thoughtful movies. That we do horror movie. And the horror movie, it should, like, there should be some prerequisites for horror. Like, it should scare you on some level. There should be some frightening aspects to it. I mean, there's horror comedy, but then horror comedy should be funny, right? Horror comedy. Roger, I don't even know what this thing is. What is this? It's not. It's a DVD, and there's a title, and it looks like a movie. It smells like a movie, but it isn't a movie. It's like a saying, like if it looks like a duck and it sounds like a duck and it moves like a duck, well, then it's a duck. Sometimes most of the time that's true, but in this case, like I said, it does all the things that movies do, but it's not really a movie because it's on some very, very, very fundamental level. Watching a movie should be kind of a experience, a cinematic experience, even if you're watching it in your house on your DVD or you pulled it off Netflix or something. And this was free on Amazon. There should be some kind of cinematic experience. I mean, you sit there and you're expect to receive some kind of like a story. There are characters. You should enjoy the movie, the work that somebody else has done to present this to you. But in watching this, it became really apparent really fast that the women who made this movie, they really didn't care about what they were doing. They were just throwing together a bunch of scenes, and the dialogue was making it up as they went along. And it's just inane ridiculousness. It just doesn't make any sense. It's not funny. I think they're trying to be funny. Roger, this is not even a movie. I hated the experience from. I knew from about 2 minutes in that this was just going to be one of the worst movies I'd ever seen. I just knew it. I knew, and it was. And so, Roger, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I hate this movie. I hate. I'm going to say it 5 times. Hate this movie. So, if you want to go and watch a movie where everything about it is just bad, then this is your movie.
Oh my God, Gene.
This movie sucks.
I am so sorry that I subjected you to one of the truly great movies of 1985.
No. Top Gun came out in 85. No.
This is better than Top Gun.
The other day, because there have been remakes, right? The Tom Cruise remake. And so I tried to watch Top Gun because back in the day, I loved that movie, but I tried to watch it again, and it was kind of unwatchable, just because
it was unwatchable the first time I saw it back in 1985.
No, I liked it, but it's just silly. But at that time, it worked. It made the guys, Buckheimer, Simpson, a ton of money. Simpson decided to buy half the Coke supply in the world, and well, unfortunately, Buckheimer only lives today, and he made this movie Empire, where he makes not so great action movies. So, but the Transformer franchise for one, but So, but no, back to this piece of garbage. No. Roger, I mean, tell me, what do you like about this?
Almost everything about it. So one of the things I really enjoy about this movie is the discussion about how Night of the Living Dead actually occurred, and it was this big cover-up from the government. And
This is like 3 minutes.
3 minutes in, they're doing a nice setup here of what's going on. I also think the director, Dan O'Bannon, writer of Alien, this was his first directorial film. And I just think it's a very light and fun movie that moves quickly. It has an excellent cast for those of us who were around in the 80s.
It's full of faces that we all know.
Yep, Clu Gulager is in this. And then more importantly, I think it's Tom Matthews is in this, who he would go on to be additionally awesome in Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives. You've got, of course, Linnea Quigley in here, and I'm assuming this is one of the reasons Gene really hates this movie. Of course, anytime you see Linnea Quigley in the credits, you know there's going to be Linnea taking her clothes off, which she does. She plays this hilarious character whose name is Trash, which is awesome. And I just like the lore behind this, where Night of the Living Dead was real. The military accidentally shipped this dangerous chemical to this one warehouse.
So somehow this one chemical, and they identify it, reanimates everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it reanimated a cat that had been cut in half.
Which is great. And the director does a lot of cool setup of stuff where the Tom Matthews character is getting led around this medical warehouse by James Karen, who's also in this and is awesome. And they're showing things like
nothing's awesome.
The split in half dog and
which is alive.
Right, when the Trioxon chemical starts flooding around, it lives, and they're of course panicking and freaking out, and it's just really a lot of fun how this movie is structured. Then you're introduced to this group of punk rockers, which of course is a unique relic of the 80s. And they end up running afoul of all these zombies.
They're all caricatures of, yeah. I especially like the black guy, the token black guy.
And of course, he would go on to be in a Friday the 13th movie as well.
Yeah, part 5.
Yeah.
The black guy. It's just like, he only has one line of dialogue, and it's, "Fuck you, man."
Right.
That's all he says. Like, I guess that's the only thing young black men know how to say.
Well, the chaos that was occurring around, I loved the fact that it plays on the established zombie tropes. These zombies can run, and I believe this is the first time they had running zombies. They also play off the destroying their brain doesn't work, which I thought was great.
Yeah, all the creatures, when they are reanimated, I guess they know how to talk, but they only say one word, which is
brains. But they say more than that, because there's a great sequence where
there's not a great sequence.
Paramedics show up, they get killed. One of the zombies grabs the radio, send more paramedics. Later on, a bunch of cops show up, they get killed. Zombie grabs the radio, send more cops. I also like how it explores. At one point, they get this skeletal kind of zombie cut in half. They tie it down, and they're talking to it. They're having a conversation with it.
Yeah, it's this woman. And they're green for some reason.
And she's talking
she's naked.
This zombie is talking about how the reason they eat brains is it's the only thing that alleviates the pain of dying and being dead, which I thought is a great line. This movie's a lot of fun. Gene is an absolute outlier with this movie. How could you hate it this much?
People say it's a cult classic, but Aliens. No, The Thing is a cult classic. This is because, you have to have a cinematic experience, and I think part of it is you have to have some kind of empathy with the characters. You relate to the characters. There's some kind of connection with the characters, and there's no connection with any of these characters at all on any level. You don't care about them. You don't care what happens. The only really kind of interesting part I thought of this movie was these two guys, the chemical that they identify, like sprays on them or something. And then they start getting really sick. And the paramedics come and they give them their vitals. And their vitals indicate that they're dead.
Right.
But they
they're
still
talking.
have consciousness and they're still talking like normal, which I thought was really an interesting idea, is that they're talking and moving around and thinking like they're still alive. They're very sick, but their vitals, they have none. There's no heartbeat. There's no blood pressure.
Right.
Their temperature is like 70, which is like room temperature.
Room temperature.
Yeah. And so I thought that was an interesting idea.
Well, and then how they start going through rigor mortis while they're still alive.
Yeah. So I give this movie credit for that creative idea. But no, I'm not going to give this movie credit for anything else. No. No, it's about a third of the way through because I just don't care about the characters. I was like, I don't care what happens to them. So it's just a fundamental flaw in movies. It's just like, if you don't care about the characters, then what are you doing? And that's this movie. And so, I don't know. For the show, I wanted to watch the whole movie for the show, but, I was watching it at the same time I was looking at my phone. I was on Adobe Lightroom trying to fix this picture I took of my wife, and it's in the background, and I'd look at it occasionally. I don't know, how did it even end?
Okay, so
it's
see,
like
here's the other problem is Gene is not giving this movie enough attention to actually make a legitimate
I didn't
review
see.
here.
I didn't care about the movie. So what's the deal?
So you do not know how it ended. You legitimately don't know?
It was on. The movie was on. But Roger, I got to say, I really just didn't care.
One of the beautiful parts of this movie is its ending.
Well, tell us.
They call the number on the metal canister that the original zombie
that's right.
came out
That's
of.
right. That's right. It says, why don't you call them? And this one guy, he doesn't believe in the military and that the military is completely incompetent. So one of the guys says, well, let's just call the military because their number's right there. And they show that number to us, the audience. Yeah, but the guy said, no, we can't do that because the military, they're just so incompetent. They don't know what to do. Oh, yeah, because then, right, that's right, I remember now. And he calls the military guy, oh, yeah, and then he orders a nuclear strike on the whole town.
Uh-huh.
And I used to watch a little bit of Power Rangers back in the day when my kids were little. And that scene reminded me of Power Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
When they would get big, and the creatures would get big. What do they call it? They transform, I guess. Yeah, you got to transform. They're big, and they rampage through these cities, but you can tell the cities were just little cardboard models. So it was like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it kind of made me think of the movie House of Dynamite. New movie. It was in the theaters for a while. So that scene reminded me of that I need to see House of Dynamite. So as soon as I watched this thing, I had to wash it out of my head. So I watched House of Dynamite, which is exactly opposite in every single way than this thing. So, yeah.
Gene, I'm very disappointed.
It purged, watching House of Dynamite kind of purged my mind of this thing. So.
This movie also has an excellent punk soundtrack going throughout it, which is great, especially for those of you who were around during the 80s and the punk era. Lots of good bands on here.
The movie spends 5 minutes with the punk lead guy. What has the chain right from his ear into his nose or some stupid thing? His mouth, yeah. They spend about 5 minutes where everyone's in his car and they're trying to restart it. Seriously. Well, they just like the directors, producers, they didn't know where to take the movie. So we sit in the car for it's not 5 minutes, but it seems like 5. It's probably like 3. They're just trying to start his car. Everyone's cursing. The woman in the back is naked.
So Linnea Quigley, of course. Of course she's naked.
They're all full of fear. Let's start the car. I mean, I'll give him credit. It's a nice car. For the 80s. This is all these big cars. I used to have one of them as convertible. And yeah. You can put 6 people in it quite comfortably, actually.
I think this movie is phenomenal. Every time I watch it, and it's been many times.
Well, you have the DVD right here.
Of course, saw it in its original run in the theater. This movie.
What theater you saw it in?
I don't remember which theater
exactly.
that
tore down?
Well, I'm sure it was probably one of those.
Yeah.
Either that or the Polar Theater, which is now a school.
Yeah, yeah. We shoot from Anchorage in Alaska, and Alaska they like to tear buildings down.
Right? Yes, they do. Well, better than just leaving them derelict.
I guess that's true.
You know,
Yes,
but
yes. It's urban decay.
this movie spawned 4 sequels, all of which suck. This is the only good one. It moves along at a great pace. Dan O'Bannon is an excellent director for this type of material. It moves very quickly. He does a lot of nice cuts back and forth between characters. He does a lot of nice
Yes, I noticed this. Yeah.
setting up of scenes that are going to matter later. Last week we talked about stuff that was set up and then came to nothing. A lot of the things he sets up in here, it all has a payoff, such as the split in half dog that reanimates, which they showed you earlier in the film. A lot of things like that. This movie is just breezy and fun and will bring you a lot of joy. Don't listen to Gene.
No, try to watch this movie. It's free on Amazon. If you make it through the first 5 minutes, then more power to you. But it's just
You will absolutely make it through the first 5 minutes.
it's just dumb.
I think
Dumb,
the acting in this is
dumb.
great. It
No,
is just
no,
wonderful.
no.
I love the panic that goes on.
It's not panic because you can just tell that they're just fake acting and
They're
just,
having a good time in front of the camera. I also like the one scene where James Karen is still conscious enough to decide to destroy himself rather than become a complete zombie. I love that part.
Yes, he puts himself into the crematorium. He slides. I don't know how he got the thing to go down.
Well, he reaches his little bloody, burning hand out. And hits the
Okay,
button.
yeah, and then he switches it.
But
Yeah, yeah.
well, Gene, I'm
Well-
disappointed because generally you're kind of okay with lighter horror comedy type stuff.
Yeah, I think
and-
that makes sense and it's good, but this is it's just not any good.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think making a movie is exceedingly difficult. You know, for me, I've tried to write the screenplay, and it's hard. It's hard to put something together. You know, and it's a team effort. You know, it's compared to football, like it's 11 guys, and you got all be on the same playbook, to use that phrase, for you guys to be successful. But then you still have to. You could all be unified, but if you can't execute the play, you know, you can still fail. So you got to be on the same playbook. You got to have execution, and then you got to be creative. You know, you can't just do the same thing over and over again because that's not going to work. So in a lot of movies, they're successful in all this. You know, House of Dynamite, it's like that. There's a great plan, there's great execution, they're all on the same team. But it's just a disjointed mess.
So I guess it's fair to say that Gene is not ready to party. It's not party time for Gene.
No. And I just not that whole phrase. I just was not buying it. No.
Nothing final to say about Return of the Living Dead.
No, let's just move on quickly.
Okay. You absolutely must see this if you've never seen it. It is one of the great ones.
This could be a very good point of contention for us. So maybe people that watch our podcast, maybe watch this, throw a comment, and we'll see. You know, maybe
Gene,
it'll be the Roger side or the Eugene side.
It will definitely be the Roger side on this one. I cannot imagine. Gene, I think, is the only person I know that hates this movie.
Are you serious?
I think so.
You don't know very many people.
Well, you know, I know quite a few, and yeah. So interesting. Gene, do we have a plan for next week?
We do.
At all? Oh, we do. What would that plan be?
It's a movie. It appeared on my one of this feed that I watch on horror movies.
Okay.
So it's Heart Eyes.
I've seen that.
There was a scene that looked quite compelling, so that didn't suck.
Okay, I'm surprised you want to watch that one, but I'm glad to hear that. So I'm down.
There's a very compelling scene that appeared. So it's like, this is interesting.
Okay.
We'll check it out.
All right.
It's available on Netflix.
Yeah.
So Heart Eyes.
Yeah. I'm intrigued to see how you're going to review this one since I've already seen it. Well, we will be back next week with Heart Eyes,
Yes.
which is a rarity for us. We don't always know what we're going to do. But the last thing, it is Halloween this week. Return of the Living Dead is a nice Halloween movie for you.
There are better Halloween movies. Don't watch this thing.
All right. Well,
it's like what 88 minutes of your life that you'll regret.
You'll have great joy during that 88 minutes.
No.
We will see you next week. Thanks for tuning in.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Heart Eyes.